Hey Libra, your April Tarot reading is ready. I'm Eleanor and welcome to Pink Pearl Tarot. No intro this month, we're just getting right to it. Your cosmic influence for April. This is called Compassion in this deck, and it's very similar. It's kind of like the Judgment card in the traditional tarot. And so for where you are along your journey in April, it says the gates of triumph, success expands in your life. So what these two together tell me about April, it's that this month is all about a time of awakening, particularly to your gifts and how specifically needed they are right now. It's like taking every mistake you've ever made and putting the lessons together in one big epic aha of puzzle completion, of clarity or purpose. And there's like an emergence. It's an emergence out of survival mode. And there's also an element here of self-forgiveness that clears the way for you to stop hiding your light. And this image also, it reminds me of that scene in Wizard of Oz when Dorothy steps out of the monotone world into the world of Technicolor. So the first question I've asked for you specifically, Libra, is what you might be waking up to. One of the things you might be waking up to in April. A little bit of cold water on the face for you. You have the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay. It's time to narrow down your options and make a definitive choice. It could be time for a little bit of a reality check on what your options actually are and let go of some of the ones that may have been rooted in fantasy. And this is also, it's another card of waking up when it comes up in the reverse like that. So it's like shake off the daydreams and choose an action to take. You can always course correct later. And there's also something here about the real thing. It might be time to stop settling for some kind of artificial experience. So for where you will see the most change, you have the Ten of Wands reversed. So there's definitely a thinning out of the to-dos, a reduction of stuff on your plate. You might find that you have fewer plans, fewer commitments. It like maybe you recently graduated or finished something big and you're all done with the busyness for a while, but for some reason it doesn't feel like the relief that it should. There's something uncomfortable coming off of it, as though it's not as welcome as one would think when hearing this. But for some of you it is like a huge weight off for most of you, but there's just something weird about it. What your biggest obstacle, what will Libra's biggest obstacle be in April? The Ace of Cups. It's big feelings. Good ones and more difficult ones, both, but they're distracting either way. They're even overwhelming in some cases. That makes sense now why this Ten of Wands in reverse, it isn't the huge sigh of relief that you would think it would be. It almost looks as though you've been previously trying to keep yourself busy to escape or to hold those feelings back at bay. There just hasn't been time to feel your feelings. And for some of you, this might not even be intentional. You might know you need to do it and there's just been too much to do. So there is a relief there for some of you. But for others, it's just that you're out of excuses in April and you have to process something to let those feelings flow through in order to flow out. Now, for the best thing about April, you have the Hermit. Okay, there's your light. That's the light. Now this gate opening up feels like a homecoming, awakening to your own inner light, your inner truth, your absolute unconditional being and true self that exists beyond definitions, labels, and judgment of the outside world, beyond permission. And that Ten of Wands reversed pretty much indicates that you will have an increase in time to yourself. And you are for sure putting it to excellent use to fall in love with yourself and finding joy in your own company. Now for your influence and impact on others, you have the Seven of Coins reversed. That's interesting. I don't know. I think you could be going to be kind of a mystery to people right now. They might be wondering what you're up to as you appear from the outside to be cocooning, while on your side of things, you're blooming. So there might be a reveal coming later, like in May, because I feel like right now, this emergence is your experience and it's not necessarily visible immediately. So it's like you're a wave drawing back from the beach right before it inundates it again. So the impact might be that it challenges some people's patience. For others, it piques their curiosity. For some, you could be sharing your personal reality checks, so others might decide to face for themselves what isn't working in their lives. So for what opportunities you should be looking for, you have the Knight of Swords. Cool. Okay. Opportunities to gain knowledge and challenge your assumptions, and then to also challenge the assumptions of others when given the chance. So while this does show some solitude, obviously the whole month won't be that way. So look for opportunities to express your opinion, but be prepared for some to disagree. There's definitely something to be learned from it. Not that necessarily others can change your mind if they're wrong, but you could still learn something about that person, about the way people think in general, or just receive new information. So, and also look for opportunities to find and use your voice. Now, for where you will find the most support in April, you have the Five of Wands. This one might be frustrating, so try to keep this reading in mind. If at any time you feel blocked or curbed or hemmed in, as though there are gutter guards or railings or something in your life, you might have to take some detours or make adjustments when your path isn't clear or it isn't what you expected. Now, how is that supportive? The same way gutter guards support the bowler. It's keeping you out of trouble or harm. So for your self-care directive, you have the Chariot reversed. Put your feet up. There's an arrival happening this month. And when you arrive somewhere, that's when you pump the brakes, right? You don't put on the gas, like jam on the gas when you're getting to where you want to go. Awakening doesn't necessarily mean that it's time to charge forward. You get to breathe here and enjoy or integrate or reassess or come online slowly. Whatever it is, make sure that things are aligned and in sync before launching forward from this point. So that's what I have for you, Libra. Beautiful, much love, and I'll talk to you next month. Thank you.